Whoa, jingle! Happy time has just begun. Brother, sister, smart, dumb, fun. Yeah!
First Sunday of September? It is.
It is.
The first Sunday of September.
Memorial Day was the first, and that's a Monday.
Yeah. Wow.
I know.
Wow. Well, here it is on a Sunday, and brothers, the first Sunday of September. I'm always a little bit relieved when, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm always a little bit relieved when it's like September and August is over. So.
Are you?
Yes, I am. I don't love the month of August. I don't really love Tuesday or August. And so, yeah.
You know, I wasn't a big fan of August when I was teaching because it was like, I felt like I was running out of time. And I wasn't a big fan of August or Sundays. And now I really like August and Sundays.
Oh, so what are you saying, Anne? That maybe if I wasn't a teacher anymore, that I might enjoy August and Sundays?
No. I'm not saying that about you.
Oh, thanks, Anne. That's great. Great. Okay. Awesome.
I was like, oh, I do. Oh, there. Well, I just have one kitty. My other kitty left.
Hi, other kitty. So, yeah, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
That's
All right,
anyway.
All right, cool. Well, here we are on a Sunday. And we did some things this week. It's been a busy week. Look, Ann and I are wearing matching t-shirts today. We'll talk about why we're wearing matching t-shirts in a few minutes. But yeah, we're here today to talk about some entertainments, plural, that we saw this week. And they're interesting, to say the least. So
we were supposed to talk about the Michigan Maritime Museum, and Jenny and I did that on Saturday, and we decided that we could not in honesty, give it the full credit it deserved. We needed the whole week to collect ourselves and to compile our information because it was such an amazing place, and we want everybody to go there. So we're like, okay, we'll do this fluffy, silly show today, and we will get our act together and put together an amazing podcast so that we can sing the praises of Michigan Maritime Museum. So you're just going to have to wait until a week for that, because this week we're going to talk about some entertainment that we participated in.
That's right. And with that, let's bring on our entertainment expert, Chip Moehle. Let's bring him on. Here we go. There you go. Yay! Chip Moehle's with us. Yes. Looking as adorable as always. Chip Moehle is with us. We got to spend the evening with Chip last night for dinner and movie, and it was super fun. So, Chip, how the heck are you?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm good. We got to have some good food last night.
Yes, we were over at WL Social House in downtown Kalamazoo, where we enjoyed. Did you have the salmon, Chip?
I had the salmon.
And Anne had Brussels sprouts and lobster bisque, and Joe and I split the delicious steak charcuterie board, which is amazing. And I had a delicious, well-made old-fashioned. As far as old-fashions go, they make one of the best in the city. It really is one of the best in the city of Kalamazoo, as far as I'm concerned. And I am concerned.
I thought my drink was a little weak, actually. I thought it was pretty and it tasted good, but it wasn't. I thought it was a little light. So
okay.
And I had ordered an Arnold Palmer, and they didn't have any iced tea, so I had to have a lemonade. And I'm like, how do you not have iced tea?
Yeah,
that's like saying they didn't have coffee.
That's excellent point.
Excellent point.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe WL Social House might have had some work to do.
Little beverage. Yeah.
So they had some beverage issues. They had bar issues last night. So what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? I mean, in general, am I gonna go back there? Yeah, because I really like the place. But yeah.
Yes, and it's good. It's a great spot. Service is good, food's good. So if you're in the neighborhood, WL Social House. So
indeed.
Yes. So we're going to talk about a couple of different things today. We're going to talk about the movie The Roses, which came out a couple weeks ago with Benjamin Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman. And we're also going to talk about, this was kind of a last minute ad, but we have to talk about it because we have to. And that is the Netflix documentary, Unknown Number, the high school catfish.
I thought it was called Unknown Caller.
Unknown Caller.
No, it's Unknown Number.
I think.
Is
Unknown Number?
No,
Okay.
It's Unknown Number. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. I think Unknown Caller is like a movie from the 70s or something. So,
okay.
Yeah. So yes, it is Unknown Number. I double checked, triple checked, quadruple checked.
Good job.
There you go. Thank you.
And spoiler alerts. There's spoiler alerts all over this podcast.
Yeah.
So if you have not seen either movie and you want to see it with a fresh, clean mind, then this is not the podcast for you.
Yeah, you might want to step back, or if you just can't stand. Part of me, I want to watch it again because I want to watch with what I know. I want to watch the people involved and be like, could I have figured this out sooner? And I think maybe I could have, but yeah, I would like to watch it again just because it's so. Yeah, so even if you do watch it and we spoil it for you, it will make you watch it a little bit harder, and I don't have a problem with that. So anyway, so let's jump in on it. Anne, would you like to take us through our introduction?
I would love to. We're
good.
Anne and Janice Brothers. We are sisters, and our last name is Brothers. It's a fact of public record. So
Right,
if you don't believe us.
Brothers is our government name.
It's the truth.
Exactly. It's our government name. We're in our 50s. All three of us are in our 50s, so we're Generation X. So if you're in your 50s, you know Mecca Lecca High, Mecca
Hi ho.
Ho.
Mecca Lecca Hi, Mecca Chani ho. Mola Mecca Mala Mecca Mola Mecca hey.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you didn't go to Pee Wee Herman University, I'm sure you have at least one credit.
Long live Jambi.
Exactly. Long live Jambi. So we talk about smart stuff, dumb stuff, fun stuff, or any combination of the three. As you can tell from our first 7 minutes into this program, we are not cool, hip, or sexy. And we know this because we don't want to own a boat, but we love to go on boat rides. So
yes, that's
cool,
true.
hip, sexy people, they own boats and personal watercraft, and we don't want to own them. We just want people to take us for nice, quiet, slow rides on them so we can see birds.
I know we saw some great stuff yesterday when we were on our ride at the Michigan Maritime Museum, but we'll talk more about that next week. But it was great. It was it was like literally 100% my kind of boat ride. It was slow. You're kind of down close to the water so you can see everything. It was slow. Yeah. I don't like to go fast.
It was awesome. So having said that, we are not a true crime, even though today we are going to talk about some true crime. We are not a true crime, celebrity, or influencer podcast. We are the Ferris wheels of podcasts. We don't go very fast, but you can see a whole lot of good stuff.
Well, I like that. I like that.
And may I also say, when you're on the Ferris wheel and it makes a complete turn, you know, when you get to the top and then it comes back down, you have that moment, just that one little tiny moment of thrill. That's us. Yep. So we are still thrilling, but not in a way that you're like, I'm going to have a heart attack from being thrilled. We're a different kind of thrill.
Right.
So there.
We are, let's see, we've been told we're good to listen to when you want to learn things about stuff, and because autumn is in the air and it's time to cuddle up with a good podcast.
Do
Well
it.
said.
Do it. This podcast is not G, PG, or even PG-13 because we are going to talk about some fucked up stuff that we saw this weekend. Both things were kind of fucked up. So, but one was real life fucked up.
Oh my God.
Real F-U.
Yeah. Well, you can join us on our website, Spotify, Apple podcast experience. I almost said pie cast because I'm like, pie.
God, that sounds so good right now. I would like to be on a podcast.
Me too. Apple Podcast, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Amazon Music. Like us, follow us, hit the bell, leave us a review, give us your feedback with our questions and answers and our polls. And of course, you can ask Alexa to play us, and she will do it.
Alicia, play the brothers sisters. I don't think that's right.
Antoinette, play this.
Antoinette, I'm still thinking about the Apple Podcast.
Apple Podcast.
Yeah.
With some vanilla ice cream. Yes, let's go.
I think that you can make that, put that in your merch store. It'll be just like a pie tin, but you can call it a pie cast.
A pie cast.
I think that's very clever. Look how clever.
I think so too.
Yes, Anne has said everything that's true about the Brothers Sisters, especially the fact that you can support the Brothers Sisters for absolutely free. All you got to do is like, follow, subscribe, or leave a review on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or Amazon Music. Put the word out to your friends and family. Like, follow, subscribe, review. Tell them that we're fun. Because it's true.
Do it.
Do it. Smash that. Whatever that means. Smash it.
Whatever
you're supposed to smash it. So
share it with your friends.
That's right. Smart, dumb, fun stuff that happened this week. I'm going to start. I am a grandmother.
Yay!
Yes. My stepdaughter Sarah had a baby girl this week, Lucy, and she's perfect. She's got giant chubby cheeks, and she's adorable. And I'm part of her. You can do this thing now where it's something called. Wait, I have to look it up. I can't remember the name of it. It's called Nanit, and what it is, it's like a little thing where you put the camera on the baby. You can watch the baby sleep.
Oh my God.
I love it so much.
It's called Stalker.
I've been in there, and I have like little notifications when there's movement, and I'm like, ooh, baby's moving. So yeah, I know.
Wow.
So fun. I know.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Agreed. So there you go. Anne, now you.
Well, I would like to talk about my new 2-can salt and pepper shakers, which was my fun this week. 2 cans. Don't you think these would be in Pee-wee's Playhouse? Like,
yes.
Agreed. Yeah, they absolutely would be.
He would like to make them kiss. So these are, I don't know if they'll ever have salt and pepper in them, but I do love them. I wish I could make them into earrings. Wouldn't that be good?
Oh, you could put them on one of your headbands.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. So you could play that game like, what would you do next? Like, it's like when you pass them around, like, now what? Now what are they? So anyway, this was my...
because the NFL had a game in Brazil on Friday night, and the halftime show was a Brazilian singer, and she had these giant pineapples as her bra, so you could use them as a bra. So,
exactly. On that note, I would also like to wish my nephew Declan a happy birthday. So that was my fun this week.
That's excellent.
You can see your kitty in the background.
Oh yeah, there's one kitty. There's Bobo.
Yeah.
And then here's the other kitty. There's Cuckoo.
Oh, Jenny.
You can see.
Is Marla back there?
She's sleeping, but she's out of frame right now. So
okay.
So
yeah, I have no cat behind me. There's no.
That's good.
Not
Chip, what's your smart dumb?
I know I didn't fill out the slide. I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. We'll just talk about it. So we're not going to do a lot of slide work today. So just
my fun thing was hanging out with the brothers sisters last night. As always, that's usually my fun thing. We got some food. We got to see a movie, and we were like 4 of 6 people in the movie theater. And so we had to be loud and raucous and laugh and say shit. And that's one of the best ways to see a movie.
I would agree.
It totally is. Yeah. It totally is. I think we sat in our usual spot. And
I have to just tell this story really quick because my friend JK, I think, is watching the show today. He and I went to a theater in Battle Creek a couple of years ago. And at first, we were the only 2 in the movie theater. And I kept whispering to him. And then I thought, why the hell am I whispering? We're the only people in the movie theater. And then he got up to go to the bathroom and he joked like, hey, would you hit the pause button? And he went out. And while he was out, the screen froze. And I thought, oh my God, I'll bet you he asked somebody. And sure enough, he walked back in the theater and he was like, oh my God, they did it. He said, I told him I was going to the bathroom and I asked if they'd pause it, and they did. So they paused the movie for the two of us all alone in the movie theater.
That's awesome.
It was marvelous.
Yep.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I like going to the KP Theater in Kalamazoo, that if you hit just the right movie, you'll be in there all by yourself. It's amazing.
I know.
I was actually, we didn't get tickets ahead of time last night. We just went to the restaurant and then we walked over because we assumed correctly that it would not be particularly crowded, and we were right. But at one point I was like, as we were walking towards the theater, I'm like, I wonder if this theater is actually still open. And sure enough, it was. It was just this moment as I was grabbing the door. I'm like, yeah, oh no, it's still open. Yay.
Yeah, because the windows are kind of dirty, and I was like, is this still a thing?
What I love, when you said, is it a grocery store now?
Actually, it would be very convenient if it was.
It would be it would actually be really great if they were put like a Whole Foods there, or even a Trader Joe's or something. I'm like, Costco, downtown Costco.
Yeah.
Yeah, or even an Aldi, anything.
Something like that, yeah. Because we have one little, here in Northside in Kalamazoo, we have one store. You can basically just say that Northside's basically a food desert. They have one grocery store here, and it's a decent grocery store. It has basically everything you need, but they also have a lot of stuff that looks like it just kind of fell off the back of a truck, and it's always all really expensive. It's all twice as much of what you pay at one of the larger stores, and so it's one of those places you go when you just need to pick up something, or you're like, I just really want some ice cream. Then you go there.
I think I stopped there the other day. I was like, where did this is like Brigadoon, and it just like shows up. But yeah, there's also, do you ever go to the hip? Well, my boss calls it the hippie grocery store. I think it's called like PFC. It's like a community kind of grocery store.
It's the one over there on, I can't think of the name of it. It's right off over there where the Marathon is and where 600 Kitchen is, kind of across that way. Yeah. Okay. And Joe and I went there one time for something, and I can't remember what it was, but we didn't find it. So, because it was.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like behind the Checkers.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
yep.
Yes.
I know exactly. Yeah. And like
I know
we've been there
exactly
one
which
time.
one. So. Yeah. No, I'm always amazed at the one grocery store near you, Jenny. Is that how much unrefrigerated cheese they have in stock?
So much unrefrigerated cheese.
I was
see Duncan.
There's Duncan. Yes, he's
Hello, Duncan.
Duncan and the cats are all in the background. Actually,
we missed your enchanting repartee last night.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, and so a lot of unrefrigerated cheese, and then
and snores.
Kitty cat.
Oh, look, it's a kitty.
It's a kitty. He's like, I don't like this.
I love it.
He's like, I don't like
it. The other thing I wanted to add is that I can't stop. My sister got me started on baby corn. And now my feed is basically entirely baby corn videos. So thanks for that.
So, yeah, I know. He's hilarious.
Baby corn is a kitten who.
What's
the matter with it? He's a black kitten.
He's a black kitten. He's probably super inbred. That's probably the problem. Anyway, he's got a disorder, like an endocrine disorder, which he's not very big. So he's like 6 months old and he looks like the size of a 12-week-old kitten. So he's really tiny. And then his eyes go in two different directions. And so he's super wobbly and can't quite, it took him a long time to get potty trained because he kept falling over.
I had like 3 litter boxes lined up for him because he would basically fall over into the next litter box or into the next litter box.
No, but he's super, he doesn't know there's a problem with him. It's just a problem with everybody else. So he's super playful. When he purrs, he has his mouth open. So he's got this really loud purr and he only has one testicle.
No. Yeah, he's this little. He is this little weird little. And his videos, they've done a great job of making these videos. Like I watched the one yesterday, Amber. They were doing the budgeting with baby corn. Where
because he needs a new couch.
Oh my God, that video was hilarious. They're like talking about how because baby corn has followers and he gets money for his videos that he has to save up for his new couch because he has this little tiny couch that he lays on and he outgrew it, so he needed a new couch. They literally have this entire 5-minute video where they're budgeting his money. It's so
yeah, they do a great job with this little riding a special bus kitten. You know, he is just a riot. And I was like, every time, and he like, they put a toy down and he plays it, then he starts playing, then he falls over on it and he's still playing while he can't get his balance. Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's my other smart, dumb, fun thing this week is I've now become addicted to baby corn.
Baby corn. Mm-hmm.
Baby corn. Yeah. So there you go. Now everybody's gonna be like, baby corn. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I just want to send him $10 so that he can get his new couch. So there we go.
That's one problem I can solve, you know.
All right, so let's start with this movie review. And like I said, we're not going to go slide today. We're going to go slide free today. Ann Brothers decided we were going slide free today, so good job, Ann Brothers. All right, so let's talk about the movie. Man, we're just going to talk about it. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the movie The Roses. So The Roses, released just a couple of weeks ago, directed by Jay Roach, starring Olivia Colman, Benedict Cumberbatch. Who else is in it? Kate McKinnon is in it, and
Andy Samberg.
Andy Samberg is in it. Who would like to start with their review of this movie?
You know, I will.
Do it, Chip. Do it.
I was looking forward to this film. I remember the original vaguely. I know I saw it on video. I know I did not see it at the theater. Big Kathleen Turner fan. And she and Michael Douglas, made a string of films back in the 90s. And they had great chemistry together. And in this one, it was marvelous because I remember seeing the preview for it. And it was just like, this movie is mean. Like, this movie is nasty. I remember him walking into a room and smacking a cat across the room. And, it was like, I've not seen anything like this before. And then rented the movie. And I remember not being like super excited about it. Not like I really enjoyed this movie, but it certainly was different than a lot of what was happening. The only thing mean happening in movies was happening in horror films. Mm-hmm. So to have a normal everyday film with people being mean in this regard was really unusual. What stuck with me of that film was at the end, and spoilers, at the end of the original film, they're on a chandelier that drops them to their death. And they're laying next to each other, and she's kind of got her hand laying out, and he, with his last breath, goes to hold her hand, and she smacks it away from them, and then they both die. And I thought that was hysterical. I thought that was absolutely hysterical. So I was anxious to see this remake because I thought what was missing that first time around was it was not a very tight film. Like, it was a little bit meandery, and Danny DeVito directed it, plus he was in it. And sometimes when you have an actor directing and being in it, things can get a little meandery. So I thought, well, this time around, it's bound to be a little tighter. We're in an age of cruelty and anger, and hopefully they can find a way with this remake to make it funny, to make it enjoyable. I mean, we've had 20, 30 years now of reality television where the whole point of reality television is may the best sociopath win. And, a lot of people will disagree with me, but it's part of the reason we're at the place we're at as a country is because people grew up on believing that that's how we're supposed to act. I thought this film would be a good commentary on that in a way. I said after the movie, it really wasn't quite the film I expected, but I did enjoy it. I wanted it to be a little meaner than it was because you have two fantastic leads who can do that biting British fuck you so well but somehow the scenes are almost cut short. Like, you're getting someplace and then it's like, nope, we're going to pull it back in. Much like the original, I mean, you've got Andy Samberg and the woman, Kate McKinnon, who are incredibly talented people and great ad-libbers and improvisers, but their roles don't require that or those skills. And so it was kind of silly to put them in those places, not to mention their characters were not necessary. I mean, they existed because their marriage needed to make a comment about the main marriage. Mm-hmm. But it was the same. In the original movie, those characters were essentially Danny DeVito, and the housekeeper was played by Marianne Sagebrecht. And I remember thinking in the original, like, these people were not necessary in this story. But they switched the ending of this film. It's different from the ending of the original, and I won't really give it away, except to say that they they tried to go a little nicer with it. They tried to give you a little bit more of a happy Hollywood ending to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought, no, I really wanted this film to be mean. And I'm a person who right now is like, I'm not enjoying cruelty. I'm not enjoying meanness. But in this film, that's what I wanted. And I just didn't feel I was that fulfilled. What I will say is if you're excited to see this film, you can probably wait till it streams.
Yeah, you don't need
it's definitely a good streamer.
Yeah.
But the performances are dynamite. Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman are just fucking fantastic. And I'm afraid that I've sucked all the oxygen out of this now for the two of you. So I'm going to stop talking about it and let you guys go at it.
Not at all. Ann, you want next?
Yeah, the only reason I really wanted to see it was for Olivia Colman because I'm a huge fan of hers, and I would see her in a toilet paper commercial. So so that was the only reason I really wanted to see it, and she did not disappoint me. She, as the performer, did not disappoint me. Like you said, when I think about her performance in Fleabag and the biting, how she could take anybody, the main character down. It was so brilliant. And I wanted to see, like you, I wanted to see that sort of brilliance between, these two. That's like, what? Was that an insult or wow? It's like that was so, and that's a writing and directing problem. That was not an acting problem. I'm tired of Hollywood remaking films. This was based on War of the Roses, as Chip said, and why aren't we making new films? Why are we rehashing old films? So that's probably, if Chip hadn't wanted to see this, and I always have fun at the movies with Chip, I probably would not have seen it until it had come out on video. And I would suggest that again. I think it's an interesting commentary about how, we think this is a really mean and cruel time, but the truth is the people who can be the cruelest to you are the ones that know you the best. And who knows you better than a spouse? And they are the ones that can cut you the deepest. And in a way that makes that really sad is that, you come together as a couple to fight against the world, and you end up hurting each other the most. And that was, so that makes this a sad movie in that there's no one can do that to you in a way somebody that loves you can. So that was, in a way, it was a dark comedy, but I thought it was darker. I thought it was less funny because, I'm looking at it as like, wow, when they were hurting each other, oh man, it was only a spouse can do that to you, and you're supposed to be partners, not enemies. So, anyway, you'd like to think that even if your marriage was over, that you could at least muster enough goodwill based on the past to not brutalize each other that much. So I found it a sad movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I hated it. So yeah, I hated it. And I hated the first one. I did. I hated, for many reasons. There were a couple of reasons I hated this one. I too cannot stand what they did to each other cruelty wise, but I just thought it was so poorly. The writing left so many holes when it came to, we never got the sense of why they hated each other so badly. We see their careers crisscross, but we never get this sense that, it's like, well, look, we're in such a hurry to get to the end where everybody is just so fucking horrible to each other that we forgot to develop any sort of fall from where they were. They start out in this place and things are going great, and then we see things start to change, but we never really see what's happening behind the scenes other than they're both terribly unhappy about whatever. And I didn't buy any of it. I didn't believe any of it. And that was my big piece of it. I was like, well, I don't believe any of this. This is horseshit. We go from this to, we just fall off this cliff. And I'm like, there's no story here. I kept telling myself that this story is pointless. It's pointless. Other than they loved each other, now they hate each other, movie's over. Okay, all right. And in the process, they were dicks to each other and everybody else. So, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to see that story.
It makes me want to read the book.
Oh,
I will
Yeah,
say
okay.
that.
Yeah.
I would like to read the book because this movie was not really based on the first movie.
Mhm.
And I don't know how much of it was based on the book. And so there's a part of me now that's like, now that you guys have got me hooked on Audible, I'm like, got to go look that up because I'm not going to read the fucking book, but I'll have it read to me.
Fair enough.
I'll listen to it. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, so that was my big thing. I felt like writing matters, and to me this is a much longer story. This is not a movie. If you're going to watch something like this needs to be a 4-part series of something where you really see things go bad. Oh my gosh, look you guys, my chair just broke.
Oh
my gosh.
That's crazy. I'm just going to lower my chair
IKEA.
now.
Awesome.
IKEA.
Wow.
No, this was one of those we bought. Wow, this is amazing. Look, now I can be
like
horns.
Look, I'm Loki.
Somebody needs to do the oxen. Ooh, Loki, good
I'm
one.
Loki.
See, this was this is a sign from the
great
universe
big
that we
horseshoe.
could I know, I'm like, everybody, and go. Yes, look at me like, what the actual fuck is happening right now? I'm like, I don't know, kid. I don't know either. Time for a new chair. You know what that is? That's a sign from the universe that we should stop talking about this fucking movie. So
I will just say one more thing. There's the scene kind of midway through where they finally take the gloves off. They're all at dinner with their friends, and the two of them just start going at each other. And then the sort of weaker couple tries it, thinking that they're just being funny. And it's just so bad that you're like, this is kind of like watching Americans try to emulate the British in a way, or watching stupid people try to emulate smart people.
Wait, look at Joe Peters has come up from the basement with new chair. Wait, we got to swap out chairs.
Peters. You mean General Manager Joe Peters?
General Manager.
Thank you, Joe Peters.
Regional Manager Joe Peters.
Regional
Wait,
Manager.
I have to do this. Wait, I have to do this one more time. I have to do one more bit with this thing. And like, flying the plane. Pull up.
I'd like to say just one more thing to you. I loved the costume designer because I wanted every outfit that what's her name was wearing. That
Coleman.
Olivia Colman was wearing. I wanted every single outfit and every pair of earrings that she had on. So, hats off to the costume designer for Olivia Colman's character.
Yes, I agree.
And I liked their house. I liked the house that he designed. I thought that was cool. I liked his house. So. Yeah, that they eventually, probably burned down in the end. But spoiler alert, they die.
If you are interested in the film, stream it.
Mm-hmm.
If you really want a night out of the movies, then go see it. I mean, there's not a lot of films out right now.
Well, there really isn't.
Unless you're really into horror, there's a ton of horror films. But if you're looking for something different, But yeah,
love it.
Boy, that is very true because unless you want to watch a horror film or a Marvel movie, not a lot out there. So, yeah.
Indeed.
All right. Next.
Let's talk. Okay, let's get to the star of the show. So, I left for work on Friday, and as I was getting ready to packing up my bags and stuff, my workmate Kelsey Shoemaker, who you've met here on the show before, she is our true crime expert. Kelsey Shoemaker basically said we weren't going to be friends anymore if I didn't watch the documentary on Netflix, Unknown Number. And I was like, fine. So anyway, she's like, I'm not going to tell you anything about it. All I know is that you have to watch it. So I was like, okay. So of course Friday night comes and I start watching it because I can't not watch it. And I thought, I'm going to stop watching this now. And I couldn't stop watching it. And so real quick. So it's on Netflix. So if you have Netflix, this is what you're going to want to do. Look for the docuseries Unknown Number. And here's some background. So it's 2020. It's Beale City, Michigan. That's right. This is happening in Beale City, Michigan is a small town that kind of sits right in the middle of the state. So if you're looking at the state of Michigan here, it's kind of right in this smack in the middle, kind of in the Mount Pleasant area, kind of open plains, lots of windmills out there, that sort of thing. Kind of a drive-through. It's one of those places you drive through on your way up north. Okay,
they even describe it as one traffic light and 2 bars. That's how they describe it in the series.
Yeah. I would describe it as you're driving through it to get to a better place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we meet a young lady, Lauren, at the beginning of the documentary, kind of talking about her life when she in 2020, and she starts getting threatening and harassing texts. I think how old was she at this point? 13.
13.
Yes.
Yeah, she had just started dating her boyfriend. I can't think of his name.
Owen.
Yes.
Owen, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And they were friends. They had been friends for a number of years, and they kind of just, here they are, 13 years old, which happens a lot. They just kind of start deciding that they're going out, and it's about this time that she starts getting these terrible text messages. And we're not, things like the first one she got, I think, basically was saying, that her boyfriend was cheating on her and didn't like her and was going to break up with her, and it just escalated from there. So that's kind of the background. That's what this story is about. It's about trying to find out who is leaving these because it's left from an unknown number. The number changes each time she's getting these text messages, and this goes on for what, 4
Almost 2
years?
years.
2 years.
Almost
It goes on
2
for 2 years, and so it's taking us through the escalation of these messages and them trying to figure out who's doing this. So, somebody add to that.
Well, they go through, they start, of course, the first suspect, of course, is Lauren herself, the young lady who's getting the text messages. Her school, her principal, he's like, it's the first person I thought of, it's like she knows all these text messages have really personal information. Who else knows it but her? Maybe she's trying to get attention. And I have to mention, small town. This is a school, one school building, K through 12, 700 students total. Yeah. So it is she starts dating this Owen kid. They've known each other since kindergarten, so it's a small, tiny town. Everybody knows everybody's business. That's probably another thing that's really important to keep in mind, is that everybody knows everybody's business. Everybody is connected in one way. Half of them seem to be cousins. Anyway. So she, it starts with the school. The school starts investigating, and then it leads to the police investigating, and then it finally leads to FBI investigation, and they're the ones that figure out who is doing this. And, the messages start, they are mean messages. They're telling her she's ugly. They're telling her she's, her boyfriend's cheating on her. They're telling her that, he's going to break up with her. They're just mean. And they escalate to the point where they're literally telling her to kill herself, that she's so terrible and everybody hates her that she needs to just kill herself. So that's how bad it gets. Or that they are going to come and kill her. So that's how it escalates. It just keeps getting more and more nauseating and more. And how this young lady hung on. I was like, I'm thinking about myself at 13. And if that was happening to me between the ages of 13 and 15, I'm amazed.
Owen started getting texts as well. Yeah. And then one of the suspects, so they go through a list of suspects. And so, of course, Lauren is the first suspect, Owen is a suspect, and then they start looking at the surrounding girl groups. And so other girls in these girls group become suspects. And there's one particular young woman that they focus on, Chloe is her name, and she becomes a suspect. And then she also starts getting harassing texts. And then her cousin starts getting harassing texts. It becomes a suspect as well and starts getting harassing texts. And it becomes this bloom of terrible texts to anybody involved in this case.
Well, and then Owen starts dating another girl in another city she starts getting these nasty texts.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
This is, of course, after, and I'm going to just spoil this. This is after Lauren and Owen break up.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Which seemed to be the goal of some of these texts, was to make that happen.
And I think that Owen and Lauren a lot of people thought if they did break up, then this would stop. And it just got worse. It got worse and worse, even after they had broken up. What
was unusual is they began with sort of a burst of text before a Halloween party.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then they stopped for a year.
Mm-hmm.
And then they started up again. And then, like you said, they just accelerated to such an extent and spread to such an extent. And the fact that the school couldn't seem to do anything about it and the police couldn't seem to or not want to do anything about it. When you finally get to the point where they involve the FBI, you're like, thank God, you know, like,
well, and I thought it was interesting how little the parents were doing about it. You know, I don't know. That's a you know, I mean, the parents were going to the police, the parents were going to the schools, they were doing everything except saying, hey, maybe I should just have your phone. You know, maybe
yes.
maybe that would do it.
Yeah, because
maybe
the two moms seem to be working together. And but yeah, when they kept saying, why don't you just take the phones away from them? And they were like, well, then I'd have to buy a new phone and blah, blah. And I thought,
that's not fair.
Christ, like, you know, and, you know, and then they're like, but that would let the person off the hook. And I'm like, I realize what you're saying. I get that. Like, but the thing is, if that person has this reach, they're going to still get to the new phone.
Right.
You know, but at least give us a moment of peace, for heaven's sake.
Mm-hmm. Right. And, you know, this is the other thing that I thought was really interesting was that both the principal and the police thought it was in the school. You know, it was like some girl group, some is doing this. And I thought that was really funny because I taught long enough to know that kids cannot keep secrets. They are the worst at keeping secrets. And I was like, it's not any of these kids in school because somebody would know. A bunch of people would know. This secret would be kept like maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, that's the other thing. I'm like, nope, it's not any of the kids. I can honest to God tell you, I'm like, I don't think any of you people, I thought that principal and those players, like, I don't know what kids are like because they can't stop talking. you know,
they will fall all over themselves to tell on each other.
Yep.
One way or the
all
other.
over themselves.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And so when none of that was happening, I was like, I'm sorry, guys, you're barking up the wrong tree. And none of these kids. And I was right about that.
Yeah. Well, so finally, after, you know, everybody's at the end of their rope, finally the FBI gets involved. And so, you know, the FBI, and honestly, the FBI didn't take too long to figure it out. So the FBI, because the person that was doing this, what they were doing is they were using a random number generator. So they were using an app that allowed them to use random numbers to send these texts. And so what the FBI guy did is he basically subpoenaed the app company and said, hey, I need you to let me know, you know, what company is this coming through? And they're like, oh, it's Verizon. So then he goes to Verizon with the subpoena and says, hey, I need you, you know, I need the IP addresses for these numbers. And so they come up with the IP addresses and it points to one person and one person only.
And it's quite shocking. It's quite shocking.
It's Lauren's mother.
There you go.
Sorry, said it.
Yeah.
It's Lauren's mother. It was the girl's mother.
It was the girl's mother. Mm-hmm.
Her own mother is telling her these terrible things, is telling her to kill herself.
It's telling her that she will come and kill her.
Yeah.
And you guys, let me just say for the record, we're not doing justice to how vile those texts were.
Oh, no, they were disgusting.
I can't say them out loud because they're that
hateful.
You know, everything we saw in that movie yesterday was not as hateful as what we read.
Yes.
You know, and there was thousands of them. And they tell you that in the documentary. They show you these texts in the documentary. And it's jaw-dropping what's in these texts.
What was it? Sometimes 50 to 60 a day.
A day.
Yeah.
Of the most vile, evil shit.
When they passed it to the FBI, he was like, yeah, I downloaded 720 messages. Just astounding. And yeah, I think it's funny because it's like what you said, Ann. Like, I don't think there's a student who would have that much time during a school day to send 50 to 60 nasty texts without somebody nearby seeing it.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more. Okay, so we learn. So, okay, the FBI comes back to the local sheriff and says, it's the mom. So he goes over there with his body cam on and confronts her about it. And she's like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was the weirdest thing because she was like, she didn't try to deny it at all. And the weird thing is she didn't admit it. She just started talking about how she did it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're just like, holy shit. And it was just this weird sort of, you're expecting some sort of confrontation, some sort of nothing. And it was just like, yep,
Yeah.
that was me. Yeah,
Mhm.
yep. I'm real
And then
sorry.
they bring the daughter in
Yeah.
to tell her right there on camera in front of the mother.
Mhm.
And the mother gets up and hugs her and holds her, and the daughter reciprocates and holds on to her mother as if this was not a big deal. Which then made me think, oh, she was in on it. Until you realize, like, no, she wasn't. There's just some weird codependency going on
Stockholm syndrome, weird shit happening.
Yeah.
Well, then they
Because
called Dad.
You realize at that point that the person who is comforting her through all of this is the very same person who is sending these things to her.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay.
It was
Go
funny
ahead, Ann.
because I was like, I thought I was 10 minutes into the film and I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's one of the mothers. And I'm like, if it was a mother based on some of the text, I would like, it's probably her mother. So I kept watching the movie because I wanted to be confirmed of that. I really thought it was the mother right very early in the film. But when the mother was talking about what she had done, I was like, God, it's like she has Munchausen by proxy.
Yeah.
But instead of making her daughter sick, she made her daughter afraid so that her daughter would need her more, so she could be the comforting, protective mother. And then her daughter was like, I don't know how you would change in an instant. Like, how do you believe that about the woman that supposedly protects you and loves you the most? I didn't think. I was like, wow, she is really, what did Jenny say? She'd been groomed for this. Her mother had been grooming her to trust her alone. And go ahead, Jenny, we're going to talk about Dad.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So then, of course, they call Dad and get him home from work, and he's like, what's going on? And the cop's like, oh, by the way, it's your wife that's sending all these texts. And he was like, what? So what now? Because it turns out she had been lying for 10 years about being employed. So she had said that she was, doing work for Ferris State, or she had these other jobs, and she had no jobs. So she's basically would spend her day sending these terrible texts because she was sending them all day long. And that's why, because she would sit at her computer with all of her technology knowledge, because she's a tech person, and she had convinced everybody apparently that she was working from home at these various things, and she was not. So she's been lying to her husband for years about the fact that she even had a job. They'd lost been evicted from places because they didn't have any money and
lost the contents of their storage units.
Correct, because of non-payment. And so that just adds to the plot. In the end, you feel really bad for the dad because, he trusted in ways that he'll never trust again, for sure.
I did like seeing that he and the daughter are close.
Yeah.
Because I was worried, like, oh my God, the final line of the film is the daughter saying, I really love my mom a lot. And you're like, ooh, it's so kind of cringy.
Yeah.
But you're like,
so
thank
cringy.
God she's
so
got
cringy.
this dad, who's a normal human being. And then listening to the mother try to explain why she did it, there was still no explanation. It was just like, what are you saying? And then in court, they pulled out the old, PTSD, childhood trauma. And, she claimed she was raped when she was 14, and they don't delve enough into that. So you don't know whether that's a true statement or not a true statement. But again, you want to believe a woman when she says she's raped. And, but still it's like, how does all of this apply to what you've done?
Well,
she never can explain it.
Well, and it's interesting that she chose to be part of the documentary. And because she appears to be completely remorseless of this, takes no responsibility for what she's done, because she has wrecked lives, plural, for what she's done. And that's the thing for me, is that she seems remorseless, wants to blame everybody else, And I feel like she'd do it again if she had the chance.
Yeah.
That woman is insane. She's insane, and
they did a nifty thing with the filming of it was to throw you off. There's a lot of footage of her and the other mom in the early parts of that they're working together, and so that threw me off totally. They had them interviewed separately, but there was a lot of footage of them together doing things. So I was very much like, okay, I don't think it's either one of them, until you realize, like, wait a minute, each of them is being interviewed separately now.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Yep.
The other thing that they left wide open was her claim that she did not send the original texts that went prior to the Halloween, that those had happened, and that she just sort of picked up on that and ran with it later. But there's no proof of that. No, and the documentarians don't do enough, as far as I'm concerned, to fill in those blanks. She probably did send the earlier texts, but they should have done a little more work on that.
Yeah, she's so unreliable that I believed after it was confirmed that she did this, and then listening to her with her explanation, and I was like, oh yeah, I believe nothing out of her mouth, because thus far, she has said nothing honest or truthful, other than yes, I did it.
You can't possibly believe anything from her. She got 19 months in prison for this, but she only served a year of that, I think, is what ended up being, and I don't think it was long enough.
I was going to say, she's not allowed to talk to her. She's not allowed to see her daughter. Of course, once her daughter turns 18, that might change. She's not allowed, of course, to see Owen anymore. Oh, and some of the texts to Owen were
Well, that's listening to the mother, Owen's mother, talk about how she thought that Lauren's mother probably had a thing for Owen. And I was like, ooh, okay.
Yeah. I think she did. Yeah. So it was
it was as I said to Jenny and Ann last night at dinner, recommended this documentary.
Sorry.
And I went home. I've been watching like a little sweet show called Heartstopper. It's a little rom-com with two little gay boys who fall in love, and it just makes my little heart flutter. And I thought, let me just, because the weird thing is, I didn't tell you this, guy. I clicked on Netflix, and the very first picture that popped up was unknown number. I'm like, what the hell? Like, they just told me about this tonight. So I thought, watch the first few minutes, you're going to drift off to sleep. And I watched all the way until the reveal. And then I was like, I can't keep my eyes open. I watched the rest in the morning. And I texted them this morning, and I was like, what a mind fuck. Like, this is just.
It will keep, and it will keep fucking your mind for many reasons. And for me, the biggest thing is, one of my big takeaways is, as a teacher, I have watched.
Oh my God.
Cell phones destroy teenagers. I mean, I don't think that's probably an exaggeration to say that, but I've seen what they do, and I've seen what they're doing to kids. I see what they do to adults, and I see what they do to kids. And Chip, this is something you used to say all the time when we were young. I'm like, who gave the gun to the baby? And that's exactly what this is.
Yeah.
It's like, what we did is we have given these metaphorical guns to babies, and are surprised when they fucking shoot each other. And it's like, we've given the kids these tools, and it's not a stretch to believe that it was the friend group that were torturing this kid, because I've watched these kids torture each other with phones for years now.
Yeah.
I've had a front row seat of this horse shit for so long.
Good God.
That it really is discouraging. We finally put a phone policy in place at my school this year, and it's every school should have a phone policy, because it's that important to keep kids away from these things for at least 7 hours a day. It's the least we can do.
I mean, even the kids were talking, in the video, they were talking about, sometimes I spend, 12, 13 hours a day on my phone,
Yeah.
Yeah. The one girl who was like, I like my phone. I know. I liked mine too. I've been trying to back off from it a little bit.
Yeah. It's really hard, because this little thing is designed to have your attention, and everything on it is designed to keep you on it.
Yeah.
Baby corn.
And when you're 13, it's hard to manage at 54. Try managing it when your little tiny frontal lobe ain't doing anything right yet.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
and it's just, and the fact that, oh my God, the fact that there's no respite from it, if no respite is managed into it.
Yeah.
It's like finally the mother of Owen's mother finally just took it away from him at night because, it would constantly be going off because God forbid you miss a notification. So, yeah.
Anyway.
So check it out because it's a
so
real spirit lifter.
It's awesome.
Yeah, our media consumption this weekend was very, very, very draining.
Yeah, but absolutely, I would say check it out because it's fascinating to watch, and it's fascinating to watch this woman, the mother, just like she is kind of like a mom that would be next door that you probably trust. It's creepy. It's creepy as hell. So
she was a 7th grade basketball coach. She was the mom that was, always making cookies for everybody and was super involved with her daughter's life and coaching teams and keeping scores and keeping the records and at, all the practices, and she was well liked in her community. She was well liked and respected in her community.
I did like when they brought in her cousin. Her cousin was like, she was like if she was here now, she would be off to the side of the camera, tap dancing, trying to get everybody's attention. And I was like, that just really describes what all this was about.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. Some uplifting things to watch. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ann and Jenny and myself, I don't have mine on, but we all graduated from Pee Wee Herman University.
Pee Wee Herman University.
When times were better. When times were better and entertainment was Pee Wee Herman. There you go.
Puppets.
You know this podcast loves Pee Wee Herman, so
yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's we have established that for sure.
Yeah, so. If you need to watch something lighthearted and happy, then go watch Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Don't watch the 2 movie, the stuff that we did this weekend. Go watch Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah,
indeed. All right. Well, I think we are sitting here at 56 minutes and change. So well done, everybody.
Yes.
You did it. You survived another week with the Brothers, Sisters, and entertainment expert Chip Moehle. And this was a good one today, you guys, because we took you through some dark territory with some dark entertainment today. So thanks for sticking with us for sure. And remember, we want to hear from you. We would love to hear your poll. We'll have a poll for this one. Questions, concerns, comments. Confessions. And you know what though, if you're cyber stalking somebody, I don't want to know about that. Don't tell me. Just go to the police right now. Turn your
Jenny. Did we lose you? Okay. I think Jenny. I think we lost Jenny.
No. Am I frozen?
Comments, concerns, and confessions, of course.
Share this episode with a friend if you enjoyed it.
Exactly. Share it with a friend and a loved one.
Am I back?
Yes, you're back. We missed you.
Okay, good. I know. I'm sad that I was back. I don't know. I've been getting a little signal that I have weak internet or whatever. Oh. So, remember you can, come hang out with us. Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Apple Music. That's right. Apple Podcasts. Let's go.
Apple Pie.
Join us next week when for sure we're going to talk about. Wait, I got to turn my music on. Join us next week for sure when we talk about the Michigan Maritime Museum. Bailey Soymore, you continue to be the greatest, and what a great! I can't wait to talk about it because it really is a genuinely fantastic place and needs to be seen by all. There you go. So in the meantime, thank you, Chip Moehle, for joining us.
Thank you, brothers, sisters. I always love joining you.
It's a pleasure. That's right. I am Janice Brothers, and with me is my sister
and brothers
and entertainment expert Chip Moehle.
That's me.
We want you get out there, do something smart, do something fun, do something dumb. We are out of here.